Hey! Hey! It's boy time up in here. Give me that boy time.
Oh, give me that old classic boy time Christmas.
Hey, classic Christmas boy. New Year's. What? You have any New Year's resolutions?
Yeah, get super jacked.
Really?
Yeah.
I decided if I'm not in the best shape of my life by March, I'm gonna kill myself.
Right.
Like end of March. My birthday's March 10th, and I was like, well, I can't really do my birthday. It's too early in the month, but I have 3 months.
You gotta get past your birthday before you.
Yeah, I don't want to be in the 27 club.
Right. You
Yeah.
don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's interesting. Usually you want to be in it.
What if my name is in it? I die not middling, like low tier podcast comedian, like
James
Jimi
Donlin.
Hendrix, fucking Kurt Cobain,
Miller.
James Donlin.
Donlin.
Who is that one? I get more famous because I'm just
Well,
on
that's
a
what
list.
happens. That's why you should do it before your birthday.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
What do you think about getting older, my guy? Let's get right down to it.
I feel all right. I don't feel that bad about getting older. Now that I'm like when I was young, I was a little bit more self-obsessed with the idea of being young. Like being like, oh, like I'm the youngest guy here doing this.
Yeah.
Like when I was like, I don't know, like in college, I was like running the college radio station. Like by the end of my sophomore year, I was the manager. And I'm like, hey, I'm like 20 and I'm running a radio station. But then you get a little older and you're like, I really didn't do much with that. And didn't really like know what I was doing. And like, that's what it's for. But it's still like, that's what I think about more. Like those things kind of leave me. I had like a buddy in college who like I still know, and he would still like say stuff like that. Like, yeah, we're only like 25. I'm like, you can't really say that anymore. Like, no one's impressed by a 25-year-old doing something.
Yeah.
Unless it's like wildly successful, like running for Congress. Like,
Even like we were just talking about before we started streaming was the NFL. You're like NFL, a $20 million deal, 23 years old.
Right.
Even that's like 25.
Yeah.
You're a little old.
yeah. It's like okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. You can only play till you're like 35 at the latest for most of these guys. So.
The NFL is a gone dream for us.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
And it's just because of age.
When I was a
the
kid, I
only
was like,
reason.
yeah, I'm gonna be president, and I'm gonna get in the Super Bowl. Like the idea that I could do both and like have wasn't playing football at the time. like I played football when I was a little kid. Like I just decided I'm gonna do it, guys. I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna get in the Super Bowl. You're gonna see me as a kicker.
I believe you.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
All right. If you believe in me. That's
I
all that
believe a
matters.
lot of weird shit. I've been listening to a podcast recently.
Which one?
I don't want to get into it.
Oh, then why'd you bring it up?
I'll get into it if you want.
What podcast have you been listening to?
It's called the Telepathy Tapes.
Is it about the FBI training people to
No, I
astral
already know.
project?
I already know all about that.
You know all about that?
Yeah,
Oh,
Project
okay.
Stargate.
Okay, there we go. You do
Yeah,
know
I
about
do
it.
know
But
about
what podcast are you? Are you trying to read
It's,
my mind right now, bro?
No. I'm not autistic. That's the whole thing. It's this. It's like a No, I'm being serious. It's a documentary.
Oh, don't laugh. Shit, I won't laugh.
It's a documentary podcast thing. There's also a lot of video that is like on their website with like all these tests that they did. But it's a researcher who's been like researching this topic for like 20, 30 years. And then the podcaster / documentary person got in contact with her, and they go around the U.S. to all these different nonverbal autistic is like where it's the most prevalent.
Okay.
And these kids just like read their parents' minds. And they're like, they like did these tests where like they take the TV out and the mirrors out and blah, blah, blah. They put like a single pane thing so like the kid can't see them. And it's just like, I swear to God, these like the mother will like think of a number. They'll have like a random number generator, and one of the moms is like, "Don't do 3 digits; it's too easy. Do 4 digits." And they're like random, and they won't be in the same room. And there's like camera crew, and the autistic kids on their iPad like, "What's the number, John? 3, 6, and it'll be the number."
What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?
So it's 10 episodes.
Let's get those fuckers to Iraq. Let's put those fuckers in Ukraine.
What's crazy and like, it's honestly so mind blowing. But the podcast is great. They're like 40 minutes a piece, and the progression of it is really, really good. Like they did a really good job with it. I'm on episode 7, and now they're discussing like, yeah, what is this? Like, what's going on? And they think it's like there's some kind of like consciousness thing. Like we don't know what consciousness is. Like that. Like we
I know
don't.
what it is.
What is it?
Yeah, it's like that. You know the juice in the pickle jar? We're just the pickles, baby.
Well, yeah, kind of.
What do you mean, kinda?
Yeah, kind of. That's exactly it. So I could go on about all the different like tests they did and the kids they met and stuff, but like they interviewed a bunch of teachers all throughout the U.S., even some in Mexico and like Portugal and stuff. And it's like all these teachers of these nonverbal kids are like, yeah, they read our minds, and they're also communicating with each other telepathically. I swear to God.
They're like making the teacher float. They're all like, come on, guys, all together now. I'm imagining Down syndrome for some reason. And they're like,
please,
guys,
let me
sir,
down.
put me down.
Let me down. She's like, it's been through this before.
I'll
give you
always
cookies
happens.
if you put me down.
Dude, we're going to
You
have
put
like
me
a
down.
real ass Professor X school for retarded geniuses.
Oh my God, retarded. You can't use that word.
I can use it. It's boy time. You're allowed to use that word on boy. Why'd you take the cough off and then? Dude, that's gonna be crazy.
So,
are you against the hard R? You decide not to use the hard R.
I don't use the hard R when it's in reference to actual autistic children.
I guess that's a fair point.
But you call your friends retarded. You don't call someone who's retarded.
Yeah, but I don't
Michael
know them.
Scott. I don't know them.
They know me though. They've been in here.
They've been in your head.
Dude, they're fucking with my head, bro.
But one teacher, so this was a kid, like, okay, so they interview one kid, and he's like, it's called The Hill, where a lot of us, like, go and, like, we talk, like, in our minds, like, to each other. And then they interview this teacher, never met those kids that they just interviewed. It's across the United States, blah, blah, blah. And then the teacher's like, oh, yeah, I have a student who always types about using The Hill. And then the podcast person's like, whoa. Like, you know about this too? And she's like, oh, yeah. Like, my students talk about, like, The Hill. Where they, like, and then one kid they interview, he'll go in his room, put pillows all over his face. And, like, the mom at first, like, when she saw this happening, was like, what's going on? Is he trying to, like, kill himself? Like, what's going on? And he would laugh. He would, like, cry under the pillows and stuff. And he would type to his mom, like, I'm talking to my friends on The Hill. And they, like, telepathically fucking are connected.
Oh
and
my
so
God.
there's a theory. So they have, like, neurosurgeons on the podcast and, like, theoretical quantum physics people that are, like, I mean, we don't know what consciousness is. And maybe, like, nonverbal autistics, like, they don't have a certain filter that we have that maybe, like, yeah, I mean, they're just, like, connected to, like, this some kind of consciousness state.
It's like when you go blind and you can't, and then you, like, hear better.
That's what Alyssa.
So it's like,
yeah, she's like, yeah, it's kind of maybe like the same thing.
Interesting.
The podcast is really interesting.
That's crazy. What's it called?
Yeah, it's called the Telepathy Tapes.
That's really crazy.
It really is. It's been blowing my fucking mind. And this one scientist they had on.
I gotta talk less so I can hear your thoughts.
You're pregnant?
Why would you hear my thought?
I'll get it in your mind.
Oh, we're going to the hill. Ah!
So
much mac and cheese.
so it's too much.
The hill is made of mac and cheese. At the end of the podcast, they do like an experiment. They're like, we're going to go to the hill. And then all the kids like touch the guy on the podcast and he's like, oh! He's transported there. Whoa, John Cena's here.
John Cena. He's like making balloon animals
Like,
for him.
hello, Caleb.
Whoa. Because it's the Make-A-Wish. He always does Make-A-Wish.
Yeah.
He's there.
Dude, and
That's
then they're
the
like,
Make-A-Wish.
what's that sound? Oh my God. Is that projection by Prince Joseph, the 3-part anthology hip hop
They're
series?
just a huge fan of it.
They're like, yeah, that's your
And it
fan.
doesn't-
Your
it doesn't
fans
have
are
real streams because they're listening to it on the hill.
Dude, you gotta get Hill Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify.
Yeah, Hill iTunes Hill.
That's
what
funny.
Title's for. Title's for nonverbal autistic people to
But
communicate.
it's crazy. There's a video on their website too, because it's in the podcast, but they also have a lot of like video stuff that they produced. And there's one kid, his name's Houston. I think he's like 21, like, again, nonverbal. And his mom, again, like they show the room, like there's no like mirrors or like whatever. And the mom's standing like way behind him, and we'll have a deck of Uno cards, and like the researcher will like shuffle them, give it to her. She'll just like show a card to the camera and look at it. And then the autistic kid, he has a stencil, and he'll click a 2 and then BLUE. It's a 2 blue. And they took all like the weird cards, like reverse and all that stuff out. And there's one time that the mom pulls out a +2, like a draw 2, and then the researcher or the podcaster goes, oh, like that, because she meant to pull it out. And the kid, it's funny, the camera goes, like the cameraman like goes to the 2, but you see the kid like go over here, like, oh, he's getting one wrong, but he goes to the plus first, and then goes to 2, and then spells out blue. It's like, what the fuck is going on? And the kid, and a lot of these, they're called spellers. They use like iPads to like type stuff, so they're like very intelligent. They're just nonverbal, and they will spell out like these paragraphs of explanation of like, yeah, like I'm like connected to my mom, and I can like I see what she sees, and blah blah blah. It's interesting.
When I worked at Publix in high school, this dad and his son would come through all the time, and the son would sit in the cart, and he had like a pad of like all words on it. This was like his grocery pad, and he would just keep pushing, and it would make a noise, and he would just come through, and he would go, grapes, 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 grapes.
That's so
And the
cute.
dad would walk around the store and come to check out, and he just has like 7 bags of grapes. Like he's like, that's all he eats.
grapes. That's
Grapes.
funny.
And he's going through the line, already has the grapes. He's just like, grapes, grapes, grapes. It's like, okay, man.
I'm buying you the fucking grapes.
You were here, man. Look at the grapes. You're not verbal. You're not blind.
That's so funny.
Uh,
Yeah, it's interesting. And
that
like,
is crazy, man. That
it's
is
crazy.
really crazy.
Some of the spellers too, they describe like being autistic as like they can't control their body, but they like the consciousness thing is like what matters to them. There was one that they interviewed who was like slightly verbal until he was 20, and then decided not to talk anymore because he couldn't have a good connection with like the consciousness thing.
Oh,
like
wow.
if he kept talking, so he's like he decided
He lost
to be,
his power.
Yeah.
Damn. We have real superheroes. That's the plot of
It's so
that
weird.
Predators movie. The Predator?
Yeah, you told me
Where
about
it's like
that.
autistic people, that's actually... And everyone was like, this is offensive. I was like, I don't really think it's offensive. They're just
Yeah.
saying, that, like, what if this type of person is an evolution of humans?
Right.
And they're, like, more prepared for other things. So it's kind of validating for that.
Yeah.
We should go back and rewatch that movie and just
We
clap,
should.
salute the whole thing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Predator.
Maybe Stephen Hawking's had some of that.
Yeah.
Nonverbal.
That's how he knows so much about the universe.
He's like, I have been to the Hill and Jeffrey Epstein Island.
I prefer the hill more. More kids.
More
there.
children, no
Oh.
supervision.
No supervision. Can't touch though. Can't touch.
No flight log when you go to the Hill. So this is Harvard. Why is this the speech you're making? Sometimes I go to the Hill because my body is a prison. In the Hill I am free. Free to roam.
Read to Rome.
Free to eat mac and cheese with John Cena.
And grapes. Grapes. Too many grapes to count.
So many grapes, but only one John Cena. I wish there
Tell
were
me-
more John Cena and less mac and cheese.
Tell me how that works. I don't know. You're giving the speech. I don't know why there's one John Cena.
The mystery of the universe starts with John Cena and a grape. When he says, you can't see me, it's because he is ascending to the hill.
That's really good.
Excuse me. Do you...
I was born in the hill.
I was born... Bane's there too? I was born in the hill. Batman's a nonverbal autistic kid, and Bane is his rival.
You merely adopted the
Alfred. Batwing.
Punch.
How do you think I got these scars?
Joker's also on this. They do an autistic rendition of Batman.
With AI, we just make a completely nonverbal.
Dude, they love it. The nonverbals will love it.
He's like, pick a card, any card. Then go stand over there, and I'll know it. This isn't really like a violent threat, Joker. This is more just like...
I mean, it's cool, I guess, that you can do that.
The secrets of the universe are...
Grapes.
Grapes.
Great.
Plus
All
4
comes back to
Uno
grapes.
card.
Plus 4. Oh, that's good.
That's crazy, man. I'm
Yeah.
really like blown away by that. Is it like a limited series or is it just continue going?
I think it's just 10 episodes. They just did like a 10 episode thing. Another good part of it, I'll end with this unless you want to keep talking about it, is one of the I think he's a neuroscientist, but he brought up a good point. And actually, it's funny. Chris used it in his sermon today. But it's a pretty famous story. Grapes. Chris, get off the pulpit. This is a joke.
Grapes.
And then Jesus said, grapes.
You know, Jesus was a nonverbal autistic guy.
Flip table.
Flip table.
Why do you have a button for that?
Crucifixion. Judas.
Wine to water. Water to wine. Grape.
Let me kiss your foot.
Betrayal.
What if Epstein Island is the hill and they all go there? And Epstein wasn't having sex with the kids, but he was giving them like a body to embody where they could finally be verbal, and they take over that kid's body. And he's actually a hero, like the Predator movie. And the Predator, we thought it was Jeffrey Epstein, but it's actually Hillary Clinton. What did this neuroscientist? Pokemon Go to the polls. I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
Don't look at my emails.
It's just grapes.
All her emails.
Dear FBI, grapes. Grapes must be Alex Jones. Grapes must be an interdimensional term used by the elites.
The elites. And the frogs.
The gay frogs. So the gay frogs evolved to go to the hill. Being gay gives you a deeper access to the common consciousness that nonverbal autistic children share. And when you get there, listen, folks. Listen. He's like,
the paper.
John Cena is the conduit for the pedophile cabal. What the fuck?
You're not making any sense. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the neuro guy, whatever, he brought up a story that happened, I think, in the 90s, where it was a bunch of elephants, I think it was Africa, that were like just fucking over little villages, and then kind of like the local government was like, we got to put down these elephants, we got to kill them because like they're just like wrecking crops and whatever. And then someone who owned like a preservation whatever for like animals, he's like, no, like I'll step it, like I'll try to like get them to come, you know, and like leave you guys alone, don't kill them. So he spends like months and months with the elephants, like getting them to like trust him, and then he takes them to the preservation, and then like years later he dies from a heart attack. And then the elephants, which like his house was on the property but like a couple miles away. This is like, I've heard this story before. It's cool that they brought it up on the podcast because it like fits with like the consciousness thing. And he has a heart attack, and then the elephants like within a few hours just start like going toward his house. They're like ones that he like rescued. And then they literally surround the house and just start like yelling and moaning and like these like just distressful noises from these elephants.
Wow.
And then every year for like the next 5 years, they would, on the anniversary of his death, go to his house and like make these wailing noises and stuff. Yeah, and it's like no one like told the elephants like, the guy who rescued you just died. Like there was like
they're just all like standing there, and the guy's like, so your rescuer is dead.
Yeah, exactly.
And the elephants have like a pad.
grapes. Yeah, but it's like
that's crazy. I know they do that for elephants too. Like elephants like remember the death. That's like an elephant never forgets. They like remember like when people die. That's the whole term, like elephant graveyard too.
Right.
I think they all go to a similar place to die. Not every elephant ever, but like in a crew. What do you call a crew of elephants?
A horde.
A horde. A flock.
A flock of elephants.
If it's Dumbo flying around. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, cute little book.
Grapes.
Well, okay, so my idea for boy time this week is very odd. I got to be honest with you, Caleb.
I can't wait.
I was very high, and I went on YouTube, but sometimes I like to go on YouTube, and I go on like a logged out version of YouTube to see what normal people who like my mom has YouTube on her TV, but she doesn't have a YouTube account. So it's not like recommending her things that she wants.
Right.
And so I went on.
There's no algorithm. It's just
it's not
random.
tracking anything.
Yeah.
Like it's not. I mean, it might be, but it's like there's no account to attach these recommendations to. And I saw the first 3 videos I saw. I just couldn't stop laughing at the idea of them. And so I was like, I want to do some boy time. I want to show Caleb these like, I guess I'll just call it like normie YouTube videos. Like this is what people watch. And
It's just a full Philip DeFranco video. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
We just watch
It's not
it
that funny.
silently.
So I ran.
Okay, so let's transition to our. Oh, dude, look how smooth that shit was.
Dude, that was nice.
Wasn't that nice? That
was
swipe.
sexy.
See, I'm learning.
Where'd you get this little chair?
My mom gave it to me
Nice.
because we don't have a dining room set.
Mm.
Come on, load. Anyway, do you ever do that? Do you ever like explore like YouTube for like normal Americans?
I've never done that.
My YouTube
That's a good
recommendations
idea,
are all
though.
like porn. No, it's Patty News from Bed. News from Bed Patty, bro. What
Sydney Sweeney. What are you doing, James?
you can just barely see it.
You try to hide it. News from bed 00091. Grapes.
Grapes 009. When I go to the plane, the hill, I go to the bed with Patty. News from Bed Patty. Patty just moved here.
I know. I can't wait to meet him.
2 days ago.
You talk very highly of him.
Yeah, for now.
Her. Sorry.
Thank you for being respectful. All right, I guess this isn't going to work. Hold on. Let me switch back to the other one, and I'll pull the video up. Okay, so this is the first one I saw. And I couldn't get... So this video is called... All Bucky Barnes Scenes 4K Ultra HD.
Right.
Okay, so...
This is something I would watch when
You
I
would
was like
watch this?
16 for
Yeah,
sure.
so me too. And so I was like astounded by... I've seen all the Marvel movies. I've seen them all. And not the new ones, but I like watched up until Endgame. And so I knew who this character was. I remember like being very confused at Winter Soldier when he came back and I was supposed to know who that was. So in the first Captain America, it's like, this is my best friend. Like, this is my best friend from childhood or something.
Right.
And he like
He
protects
always
him
stuck
because
up
he's
for
tiny.
me. Yeah.
And so, do you have any like affinity for Marvel movies at all?
Dude, I love Marvel movies.
This
As
first
they
part's
were-
all boring. I want to get to the other
As
parts
they
so
were
we can
all
talk.
coming out, I like would go to theaters and see them and everything. Like, yeah, no. And then a couple years ago, I rewatched all of them.
Yeah?
From like how they came out like chronologically.
What'd you think?
Dude, I think they're great. I am not a fan of the Thor movies, but I love Guardians of the Galaxy. I think Civil War is like fucking incredible.
I think so too.
Captain America movies, like like this one, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, this
I
one's
think
kinda
Winter
lame to
Soldier's
me.
really good.
To me, this one was kind of lame.
I like Age of Ultron too.
I like
I'll
Age
be
of
honest.
Ultron. I liked it when it came out. We were the right age. I don't really know what the problem is. I wasn't a 35-year-old nerd.
Right.
So this character, the Winter Soldier, like Bucky Barnes, I was like, oh, I remember this guy. Like I remember like this actor. He's in Gossip Girl.
Yes.
And he plays like a guy who graduated before all the other kids. And so I'm like, okay, so he's doing pretty good. And he just played Trump in a movie. It's Sebastian Stan is the actor.
He played Trump.
He played Trump, the most incredible Trump I've ever seen. He does it in such like a
When
subtle,
did that
actual
come out?
way. This year, it's called The Apprentice.
What?
It's about Trump like first getting into business in New York and his like guy who we learned all his stuff from.
Whoa.
I have it. If we can, you want to watch it? One
Yeah,
day.
I would love to watch it. I've never even heard of that movie.
So, what I couldn't stop thinking about from this movie is like this guy is essentially a soap opera actor, and when you take all the scenes and it's just his scenes, it strips away the kind of coolness that's behind like the idea of this. So basically, he's Captain America's friend from childhood. You'll see here in a second that they fall off a train or something, and then he gets captured by the Nazis, and then he gets brainwashed and frozen, and he is the stupidest character in any of these movies. Like
it's like jumping around. That's funny.
it's like incredibly stupid how his like what are the and I know it's a comic movie and I know it's mostly for children, but these were advertised to teenagers and young adults. That's who was watching these movies.
Yes.
And the idea that Captain America's best friend also gets Captain America-ized,
Right.
But he's like,
But on the other side.
yeah, like he's like brainwashed version of it. So it's like you have this character where it's a guy who's like your friend and he dies in war, and it's like something that you lose in the story. Like he lost his friend, so now he's like, oh, like, you know, I got to fight for something or whatever. But the way that they change his character and bring him back in modern day, he looks horrible. And when I first saw, look, how stupid and bad that looked. Like these movies, I don't know if it's this.
I don't remember them being. And this is the next time you see him.
This is the next time you see him. You see him fall off a train,
Right.
and that's the last time you saw him.
And now he's like.
And now
this
you're
guy.
supposed to, and like this is not even that cool. This is not even that cool of like a costume. He looks stupid. He looks
Yeah.
like a dumb version of like Neo from The Matrix.
Right.
And I just remember thinking that this was like the best Captain America movie. And this is just lame and kind of dumb.
Is this Captain America Winter Soldier? Is
Yeah.
that what this is called? Okay.
That's the second
I don't
one.
remember this one that much.
People are always like, well, this is the greatest one. Like, this one's obviously great. But
Is Black Panther in this?
Yeah. No, Civil War.
That's Civil War.
It's like, okay, so he has a metal arm.
Is this the one where he holds the helicopter?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the one where he holds the helicopter.
Yeah,
I want you to see, like, there's like a shot of his face reveal, and it's supposed to mean something, and it
And you're
just,
like, I don't
he
remember
just
this
looks stupid. He just has this like imagine this guy with this dumb big wig on, like he was just acting in soap operas. Now he has a metal arm. He's a brainwashed. He's as old as
Dude.
Captain America.
Honestly, I kind of dig it.
It's not portrayed as well though. Like I feel like I like the idea of it, but like
Oh, here it is. Probably,
he looks like Chris Angel mind freak, dude.
He does, yeah,
he's
yeah.
like this is like the Gen X, like this is like the Punisher.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
like
yeah,
this
yeah,
guy
yeah.
because he's bad.
He holds a gun well.
His powers are never really explained. We don't know if he's like bulletproof. I know he has a big metal arm. That's all.
Yeah,
I
the
know.
arm isn't explained because doesn't he like charge it and punch hard or something? Like, isn't there a part where I think it's coming up where like the scales kind of like and then he like punches super hard or something?
I think you might be right. I just think the way that they made him look makes him just look so like.
They could have made him look way
Like the
cooler.
arm looks bad. Like when you catch the arm in certain shots, it looks like Terminator 2 with like the melting metal. It just doesn't look very good. That was probably the charge.
Yeah, yeah.
he,
Every time he winds
reloads his arm. Yeah, why doesn't he just have it fully loaded at all times? Just like point blank shooting a guy, like, and I get it. Like this was like the spy thriller one, so like people were like, "Oh, this one's like a little bit different from just like a big action movie."
Right.
But it is a big action movie. It's basically Jason Bourne. I just hate this guy. I like the actor. I just hate this character. I hate what they did to him. I don't know anything about the comics.
They also way overused him because he's like in phase 4 or whatever. He's like helping what's his name? The Black Captain America now. He's like still in it. And it's like, how has he survived?
Look.
Yeah.
Like that's supposed to be like a and I'm like, who is that?
Aw.
Look, there's Black Captain
yeah,
America.
yeah.
I just think the hair looks like a hot woman's hair. Like he just gave him like I don't know, man. I just think they did this guy so dirty.
Yeah, it could be better. That arm does look bad.
And like the way that I also want to talk about this part of it.
Grapes.
Yeah, he's on the thing and he's like, I went to the hill and I know that you're the bad guys. But he's like, so like YouTube people do this, and I don't know who does this, but they like make compilations out of a character.
Right.
But when they do it, they just show every single scene that he is in, and like even just in the scene we're watching right now, it cuts from a conversation, so you never have to hear anyone else talking.
It's just literally him on screen.
It's every line that he has. And so, by the way, look, he's moving and his arm isn't. I understand that, like, probably it's magnetic, but the arm is, it's just, and you're like, that's cool or whatever. Like, some parts of this were cool.
Sure.
And then they have to
Little
cut back in the
flashback.
movie to be like, this is who Bucky was, by the way, because I know you guys don't remember him falling off the train.
No, I don't. I didn't remember. I do remember being confused. I was like, who's this guy? I'm like, oh, this scene.
But these guys make these YouTube videos, and it's so funny to me because it's like even in that scene, they showed none of Captain America's lines. They just
There's
cut to him
absolutely
talking.
no context.
Yeah.
It's just for like Bucky fanatics.
And so I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, just to fast forward and get to some other parts because
God, this is making me realize how kind of cheesy Marvel is.
So yeah, this guy. That's why I noted this one because it made me feel like, oh, Marvel's like cheesy. It's
Yeah.
like I used to think it was like kind of cool. Like
like
Avengers.
that show right there where he's getting in the helicopter. I'm like, I feel like that there's like transformery cheesiness.
Yes. And so like so this guy is like working for the bad guys. He's brainwashed or whatever. He murders like hundreds of thousands of people. He's an assassin.
One being fucking Tony Stark's
And yeah,
parents.
that's like the next movie. And so like so at the end of this scene, are you getting another Zen? Whoa, a rat. So anyway, what time is it? Okay, it's almost 4. Anyway, so he like saves Captain America, and then you don't see him for like a movie or so, and then he's like trapped, and then like the graphics get better because I think they got more money or whatever. Like the movie started doing really successful, and so he looks better here. But the idea of like a sleeper agent is cool. Like the idea of a sleeper agent is
Absolutely.
like okay, but he murders Captain America's. Like, he didn't know that this guy was alive. And so he murders Tony Stark's parents. And I just don't know why he gets, like, a redemption arc. He should die. He should have died in, like, Infinity War because...
It should have been, like, he saves... like the crew, he's like the one that like falls back and detonates something.
He falls off a train again.
He should have been the Luke Skywalker of Last Jedi. And then let him die. And then that's kind of his redemption.
Because the entire plot of Civil War is Captain America's like, no, this guy is redeemable. It's like, I know he's your best friend. I know it's a conflict, but you thought he was dead for hundreds of years.
Right.
He just so happens to be alive, and so he's murdering people. He's like a sleeper agent that gets activated, and then he gets captured, and then like they're like chasing him down, and then like all you've seen from this guy is that he's like murdering people and like killing people, and like he's like trying to break his like coding in his head, and then this part is the last part I want to show you from this one because it was very odd to me the way they've had this guy be the bad guy, and then they try to. And then they give him like a little comedic moment.
Yeah.
And then like that, like
That
they didn't even show Captain America kissing the girl, so it just has like a real quick clip of them nodding.
Spider-Man.
And now he's fighting Spider-Man. And this is Civil War, man. Like this is where we're supposed to like be on Captain America's side to a certain degree. Because like Tony Stark is like a government shill who like wants like a security like government. So I don't know.
I
don't know.
This is also making me realize how much I don't like Captain America in these movies, because he's just like, he's a child. Yeah. Even in Civil War, he's like, I don't want government regulation. It's like, well, dude, you guys are like blowing buildings up and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, and then it's like, I don't want my best friend to be held accountable for murdering hundreds of thousands of people and being like the biggest proponent of like the Soviets and stuff.
Right.
Like. Yeah, I don't like Captain America.
It's weird. And these movies, it just... So that was the main thing. Is like, this just makes me look at all the Marvel movies. Like, this scene, he's fighting... He's like, I didn't kill your father. And they just go back. It's like, dude, fuck you, man. So we'll go to the next video. I'll show you the next one. This is called Drunk Sheldon. Sheldon Cooper being drunk for 11 minutes. Are you a fan of... Oh, no, an ad.
Big Bang Theory?
Are you a fan of Big Bang Theory?
No.
Me either. I've become a fan of YouTube shorts of young Sheldon. YouTube feeds them to me like kibble from their hand. I'm like, give me that fucking...
YouTube feeds me a lot of...
So a robot goes, Sheldon being drunk for 11 minutes. So what do you know about the Big Bang Theory? Are you a fan of it?
No, not at all. I've seen like one episode. Here's what I think it is. It's like a group of nerdy friends and their shenanigans.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they live in an apartment, and
Is
across
he like a scientist?
they're all like physicists at a college.
Okay.
And like some of them, like one of them's like an astronaut guy. One of them is like, he's like a physicist, and like the other two do other stuff. But like sometimes it'll be like about their project. Like one of the guys like built a toilet for space in an episode.
Okay.
And so it's like, oh, dude, my toilet broke on the space station, and the space station's full of poop. It's like, okay, that's like literally so stupid. So Sheldon gets drunk. I just want to show you this scene because it's played like very, it's all played for laughs. Let me go. It's only at the end that I really want you to see. Fuck. Where does he get drunk? Where is he drunk? Okay. So he meets like his friend's dad. And the best clip of all.
What the?
Like, again, these guys. So this is his friend's dad, I believe. I don't know. Because, again, this one, I think that's his dad. And he's one of the friends. And so Sheldon gets drunk with the dad. Or his friend's wife's dad, his father-in-law. And, I don't know, man. The show is just like, it was like, people shat on it, but it was very like basic. That's like what
Isn't
boyTIME
it
looks like.
This is
Yeah.
literally.
You're
That's been a
Sheldon and
few
I'm an old
episodes.
man.
Yeah.
Just us drinking an insane amount of beer and be like, we gotta go outside and smoke 11 cigarettes right now.
And then Caleb's gonna throw up.
Anyway, this show was weird because like my mom would watch it.
Yeah,
And she's
Alyssa's
like-
dad loves this
They're
show.
like, I like the nerds. So now they did
Isn't
Young
it like
Sheldon.
the biggest, like, highest grossing sitcom? of
Yeah,
all
it's like
time
the
or
most
something?
successful sitcom,
Yeah.
and it gets played on repeat all the time. And basically, they made Young Sheldon, which is about him growing up. But like all of the Big Bang, I don't know that much about it. I haven't watched the whole thing. I've seen episodes, and like Sheldon gets like redeemed and like humanized because he's like a nonverbal autistic person.
Right.
Like he like makes all these mistakes, and they like correct him and he becomes a better person. That's his girlfriend in the middle. And so he gets like a girlfriend, he gets married, he becomes like a normal person. But like Young Sheldon, he's like mean still. So he's like a mean-spirited little kid.
Right.
And now they have a spin-off from Young Sheldon where it's about Sheldon's brother who was 17 when he got a 29-year-old woman pregnant. And then they're like raising the kid together. And that's another sitcom. But Young Sheldon was like a normal show with like a camera and stuff. So this is the part I want you to see.
What the fuck?
But she kind of likes it.
Right.
But okay, so here's something I want to tell you.
Yeah, because he's like not freaky probably usually.
Yes.
And then she's like, oh, I liked that.
So I think that actor's name for Sheldon is Jim Parsons. Jim Parsons is a gay man.
right.
And so this is what a gay man thinks slapping a woman's ass looks like. Like this is like his idea of it. He does it too hard and it's like
not her butt.
it's not her butt. Like this I made you watch this whole video to see this part. Watch it again. Like he hits it so hard.
And his leg like comes up.
Yeah.
Like what is all of that?
Like how many takes did they have to do? And it's like she like plays it like she liked it, like that. She's like, oh, I like having like a man or something.
Right.
But like, I don't know, man. I just thought like the hit was so hard and it was so
It's
uncomfortable.
so hard.
And like the crowd is laughing. I don't know if it's a real crowd anymore. I don't know if they just put canned laughter in there.
Right.
But
How do you? I knew when he started to say that what he was gonna do.
yeah, very weird.
Yeah, too hard.
And so this is our last video.
Oh no, what is this?
So, if you ever wanted to start a business,
Yeah.
well, like what kind of business have you thought about starting?
Well, Call Later was one, like an apparel company
Okay.
type thing.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the only like business idea that
What's the biggest call later got? Like, what's like the most like the biggest thing that
we
you guys
put
got?
stickers around town. That's the biggest we got.
That's pretty cool.
We like made a couple shirts.
So this video is called "If I Opened a Pizza Shop, This Is What It Would Be." It has 160,000 views. It was posted 2 weeks ago, and the channel is called Smart Pizza Marketing.
What the fuck?
And so I just felt like this was like very oddly specific. Have you ever wanted like were you ever a kid who like I want a pizza restaurant?
Sure.
Yeah, I feel like I had that too. There's not really anything inherently funny about this video. I just was like,
It's a
Who's-
business model of like what a pizza shop should look like and operate.
so the pizza channel is called the channel is called Smart Pizza Marketing, and the video is called "If I Opened a Pizza Shop, This Is What It Would Be." So it's like a guy who runs a channel who doesn't even own or operate a pizza restaurant. He's just like making pizza restaurant content.
What the fuck?
Isn't that weird? What's your favorite
wanna
kind of
hear it.
pizza? Oh, you want to hear it a little bit?
and they did what they thought they had to do versus what they want to do, and it's causing them to be miserable in their business. And if I was to
Is the up and coming pizza shop
I would do
like that big of like a population to where there's a YouTube channel for it?
That's so weird, right?
I feel like this is for like the same kids that watch Mr. Beast. It's like, mommy, look at this pizza shop. He went to, and then this is a good idea. I'm gonna do this in my pizza shop when I get older.
I think this is a guy who wanted to get free pizzas, so he came up with an idea like, what if I make like a YouTube channel and I'm like a
Right.
pizza influencer?
you may be able to make it work without the best pizza in your area.
He might own his own pizzas. That might be him. I don't really know. But
Getting customers to try
I don't know, man. It's just I mean,
This is hilarious.
like how
I'm-
niche it is.
the thin crust New York style
Yeah, this is like the nichest thing I've ever seen.
Neapolitan, there's the Troy style, there's grandma, there's Sicilian.
So now he's just listing types of pizza. So when you're gonna open a pizza shop, you have to pick the kind of pizza you want. We don't need
It's like
that.
an 8-year-old kid watching this. Like, okay, yeah,
Okay, what
all
kind of pizza? Round, cheese, sauce? Question mark.
Sauce.
He's like, okay, so you need an oven. Are you gonna use fire or an electric oven? Anyway, I'm gonna go back to our other camera. We can keep this
Dude,
video
that's
going
so.
on.
I need the link to this video.
You want to watch the whole thing?
Yeah, I want to watch the whole thing. I also want to just send it to my friends.
I love
Why are
like
you saying
niche
this to me?
YouTube. So what I showed you was 2 compilations, one from Marvel, one from comedy TV, and now a pizza instruction.
This should be a constant boy time like bit.
We just show each other a YouTube video that we
Because I
found.
have a channel in my mind that is like just so niche, and I fall asleep to it sometimes. It's good for ASMR, but it's not ASMR.
Right.
It's yeah.
Is it like horny chess and it's like a girl in a bikini being like, "This is how you play
And
chess."
that's I fall asleep to that. And my girlfriend's like, "Turn it off."
You have it on full volume on your phone speaker just as you're going to sleep.
Brightness
This
all the
is
way
how
up.
you play chess. Grapes.
He's like, maybe you could paint the walls a different color on the pizza shop.
He is
That's
literally
unique.
saying stuff like that. He's literally like, so maybe you want to have like a big mural. And it's like, dude, we don't need this.
A game could really bring people in. A foosball table.
Who is getting into the pizza world and doesn't understand that they have to paint the walls of the pizza
Right.
shop to a point where they need to watch a YouTube video
He's like,
that
put
explains?
stuff on the wall with your specials.
What if you had your hours on a sign? Like, yeah, man. What is this?
Who is this for?
And like, I love this pizza shop that has just like a Chicago Bulls jersey just out front.
It looks like it just got freshly dry cleaned.
In New York, all the pizza shops are like not run by Italian people. Like, it's like no longer an Italian cuisine, I feel like.
Right.
It's like mostly like Spanish dudes will
Yeah.
run all the pizza shops, or like someone from like a Middle Eastern European country
Yeah.
you've never heard of.
Like all the pizza shops I went to in New York when I was like visiting you a couple times, yeah, it was all like Spanish people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have to be small to fit under, like under all the things going up. They need tall ones
Exactly.
to like do all the stuff, and then they need short ones to get underneath all the pizza paddles. Anyway, so he's just showing you the same. Like, also something about this video is he just keeps repeating the same shots. Like he's already shown all these shots.
Yeah.
And it's not because it's the pizza that we recognize. He, like, oh, a new shot. But
I would love to see the behind the scenes of this video. He's like, oh yeah, get it. I'm just getting a shot of you taking it out of the oven. Can you cut it again?
We should
that
make
one
a-
came out blurry.
We should make a YouTube video where we take this guy's footage, but we redub it, and it's called "If I Opened a Pizza Shop on the Mind Hill, This Is What It Would Be." And it's just we cut to like AI images of like a hill and like a celestial space, and it's like we would have plenty of John Cena.
John Cena.
It's called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza.
And what maybe you would want to put grapes on your pizza for
If
the
that's what
autistic
you
children.
like. Yes, not too hot. You have to leave all the pizza so it's room temperature.
It was funny. My nephew Braylon, who is autistic, verbal though. When he was a kid, he loved pizza. Obviously, most kids do. But he would want pepperoni pizza. If if pepperonis were not on it, he would not eat it. But when they got a pepperoni pizza, he would take all the pepperonis off. But that's what he thought pizza like was. Like if it didn't have pepperonis on it, it's like this isn't what I want. But he
Right.
would take them off anyway.
Wow.
Yeah. So they were like trying to get him cheese pizza, and he wouldn't eat it. It was hilarious.
He liked like the process.
Yeah.
So like he wouldn't like smoke a pre-roll. He wants to roll that shit.
He
himself.
wants to roll it. Yeah. No, he would buy pre-rolls, take it out, and then put it and re-roll it. Yeah.
Dude, we got to get a
This
bunch of
is funny.
nonverbal autistic people high.
That would be
Stick 'em on boy
abuse. Stick them on. I can't do that.
Why?
Give
There's
them
like
microphones.
4 of them. with
They're
a microphone.
nonverbal. They don't need a microphone.
But they're high now. Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
They all just like their eyes go back in their head, and then the boy time like starts glitching,
Yeah.
and then we're on the hill, and they're like, "Okay, so trans people are weird." They're like, just like Joe Rogan.
They're all just very conservative, like talking points. Trump is right. Really?
Really?
You guys really believe that?
I guess so. In the end,
He's like, maybe you want a self-checkout on your pizza shop. Maybe you want wings.
maybe you want to be a pizza place that has other options other than pizza. You can do that. Like, we don't need to see you going over the menu, man.
God, this is giving me a headache.
All right, well, those are my videos for this week.
That's great.
Did you like that? Was that a good bit? Was that a good segment?
That was good.
Okay.
I like that.
Thank God. I was about to get so scared. No, but
Well,
like
that was funny.
I was like, I was gonna.
I thought the videos you were gonna show me were gonna be more like brain rotty, like just like crazy stupid shit.
Really?
Yeah, but that I like that because it's like made. Those are made for someone,
Someone saw
but they're
those.
just that. What had like 200,000 views?
That has 160,000 views.
So weird.
Weird, right?
Who's watching that?
I don't know.
I want to go to the comments too. I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah. It's called "If I Opened a Pizza Restaurant, This Is What It Would Be." Pretty cool. Pretty cool when you think about it.
We need more things like that. Is that it?
I think that's it for Boy Time.
Yeah, James gotta go.
Gotta go work. Thanks for tuning into Boy Time. Maybe next week we'll have a special guest.
All the children from the hill. They get connected.
Grapes.
Take the mic from them. We know. John Cena, a balloon animal. Okay, all right.
Okay, we got it. Live from the hill.
Live from the hill.
Next week, Boy Time will be from the hill. And you're going to go
Yeah.
to sleep and you're going to be like, that was a weird dream. It was just like a 45-minute podcast where they like talked about like
You
Kendrick
like
Lamar too
possess
much.
your mind.
That's the future of podcasting.
Yeah.
Mind podcast.
Yes. Direct consciousness links to the viewer.
It's a great idea. All right. Goodbye, Boy Time.